Well, my interest in basketball started with my cousins. My first love was track. I really thought that I was going to be the next FloJo. She was my idol. I watched her. I loved her style, her grace, her beauty. She was it for me. And, basketball just kind of fell into my lap. I would go over to my grandmother's and we had a basketball hoop outside. And my cousins would play, after church, 5-on-5, 3-on-3, and all this kind of stuff. And, so I used to watch them and, of course, I wanted to see what it was all about. Wasn't very good. So I started practicing on my own to kind of, get really good to see if they would pick me up on the team. So one day, and I felt like I was ready, and I started asking them on a Sunday. I was like, hey, I want to play, and they didn't let me play. So that really made me mad, and I went in the house, and I kind of told my big mama, my grandmother, we called her Big Mama, that they're not letting me play. And of course, she came out there and said that if she can't play, then, none of you guys can play. And then it kind of started from there. My high school experience was really fun. I started all 4 years as a freshman. And the first 2 years, we were not as good. And then my last 2 years, my junior and senior year, we made it to the state and had an opportunity to go to Murfreesboro, which is where the state championships are, and, played against a couple of my teammates that went on to play at Tennessee. But for the most part, I had a really good career, scored a lot of points, grabbed a lot of rebounds. I think I'm fourth all-time leading scorer in the nation. I think I scored over 3,000 points, so that was a lot of fun. But for the most part, I was really fast, and I was one of the tallest players on my team. I played in the post. When I was recruited by the University of Tennessee, I thought I was going to be a post, but I quickly learned I was too small to play the post. But had a great career in high school, and I really thank my coaches and my teammates. We had great people, great school support, great teachers, a really good environment. I mean, basketball was it at Collierville, and so it was a lot of fun. I did not have a three-point shot in high school. This was where I operated in high school, right in here at this area. I was so fast. All I had to do was get the rebound, and I beat everybody down the court. And but again, I played in the post because I was one of the tallest players on my team. And my best friend was our point guard, so of course I always got the ball. And she knew where to get the ball too. But I used to operate right here at the high post a lot and just face up. I had a nice little 15-foot jumper, but basically, again, defense, rebounding the ball, and scoring in transition. My family has played a huge role in my success. Everybody pitched in. It took a village to help me, getting me to AAU practices, taking me to and from practices and all that to really get me to where I am. Every time I go back home, everybody's like, yeah, I'm the one that helped you did this, and I'm the one that helped you did that. The community, my neighborhood, everybody was just really awesome and just lending a helping hand when mom and dad wasn't there, or grandparents wasn't there to take me here and there. I think I was kind of like the golden child, and just, everybody was looking for me to do something. And, even when I go back today, there's a park named after me in my neighborhood, the Nikki McCray Park. And when I come home, I always have a chance to go back and sit down and reflect. And I'm looking at the kids down there playing in the park, and it's just, it brings back great memories. And, the families are still there, the moms and dads, and, we always reminisce about old times, and me dribbling that basketball down the court and in their driveway and stopping and shooting in their yard because they had, a hoop up. So, my family played a significant role, as well as my community, in my success.
Nikki will tell you that someday I called her lazy and unfocused. She had to think, why is Pat Summitt so hard on me? She might tell you I found ways to motivate and challenge her every single time she stepped on the court. Why? Because I knew she had the heart of a champion.
One of my staples and what has helped me be, successful and has separated me from a lot of players is my defense. And, so my mom has this cheer that she says, defense, defense. I said defense. And I'm telling you, everybody, she's done it you know, in high school, she did it in the Olympics, and she does it here at South Carolina. And the coaches here at South Carolina, Dawn and everybody, they give me such a, you know, they crack on me because this is what she does. In 1993, I had the first opportunity to play USA basketball. Thought it was the greatest experience. Dawn was on my team. That was the first time that I had an opportunity to really meet her. So I was really excited about that and some of my former, you know, Olympic teammates. Fast forward 1 year later, 94, we won the gold. So I just knew I was going to make the World Championships. Well, I got cut again. Motivation that I couldn't believe that I got cut. You know, obviously I played for Tar Vanderveer the previous years. In 93 we won, and then in 94 I didn't make the team. And I know the committee selected the team, and you know, they went with a veteran group. And but again, didn't make the team. Although I didn't make the team, that team lost the World Championship. So that probably helped me make the 96 Olympic team, because when we went out to the trial, it was like a 12-day trial. And, you know, just coming off a year where Connecticut and I played in the 96 championship team, and that was like a big year for women's basketball. So Rebecca Lobo and I were the two college players that got invited to the trial, and we both actually made the team. And, you know, so that was a huge highlight. Having an opportunity to play in the Olympic Games in front of all my fans in Atlanta, was in front of my family, was huge. It was the best highlight of my career. You know, along the way of my success, I've had some adversity. You know, 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and whew, that was a shock. You know, I just had my son in the month of February. 9 months later, I'm still breastfeeding, and then all of a sudden, I'm diagnosed with breast cancer. And, you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, you're either gonna pout or you're either gonna stand up and face it. You know, it was one of those things where you just have to stop and pause for a second, and you kind of think about life you know, it takes you in a different direction. And you know, the things are more important to me now. You know, I really enjoy life. I really enjoy my family. Not that I didn't before, but I think sometimes you take things a little bit for granted. And because life isn't promised, you never know about this disease. You know, when you have it, when it can come back, how it's going to affect you, how it's going to affect your family. But I was, you know, been very fortunate that we caught it early, and you know, that, you know, I've beaten it, and that we're moving on. You know, my high school coach gave me an opportunity. You know, it started, you know, my freshman year, and just being able to play all 4 years at a high level, compete at a high level, and do some amazing things that our school have never done before. Just really happy and thrilled, and you know, that this is a part of my journey, and that I've been recognized for this honor.